Hi, it's David Wildstein of the New Jersey Globe. I am joined by the standard bearer of the New Jersey Republican Party, Jack Ciattarelli, who won 1 year ago, 52 weeks ago, nearly captured the governorship. You are running again, and I could start out by saying, it's amazing. You're now 25% of the way through this wait for the next race.
It is amazing how fast the time goes, David. I mean, hard to believe it was 1 year ago today that we had a very, very successful night here in New Jersey. Despite my loss, it was a successful night for Republicans, but I think we're going to get to that.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about a bunch of these races. But one of the things Bob Hugin said to me this morning is in 2021, Republicans picked up, he said, about 130 local government seats up and down the state, mayors and council and township committee. Is that what we're looking at tonight? Are we looking at extraordinary gains at the local level in this climate?
One responsibility I did take last year very seriously is that responsibility to all those down ballot. And so we did flip 134 seats at the municipal and county level, 150 Board of Education seats, and 8 seats in the state legislature, including being the Senate president. We want to build on that momentum, and I really think we're going to with tonight's elections. We've been speaking to the issues that matter to New Jerseyans, and I think that that's going to produce the right kind of result for Republicans tonight.
So let's talk about some of the congressional races. Start in the district, although I don't know the way this map was drawn. I'm not exactly sure which part of Hillsborough you're in, but Somerset County is certainly home to you. And there's one of the hottest congressional races in the country is Tom Kean Jr. and Tom Malinowski. Or how do you handicap that race?
So I'm on the west side of the line, which means I'm in the 7th, which is the race that Tom Kean Jr. is in. Unfortunately, Hillsborough was split in 2. We've worked very hard on the Tom Kean Jr. campaign. I believe we're going to be victorious. So a quick snapshot. In South Jersey, Jeff Van Drew is going to hold. In Monmouth and Ocean County, Chris Smith is going to hold. I believe Tom Kean Jr. wins tonight. And of the remaining 9 seats here in New Jersey, I do believe there's going to be a couple of Ed Durr-like surprises tonight.
Yeah. So obviously the one everybody's watching right now is this suddenly close race with Andy Kim and Bob Healy. They both run strong campaigns. That district, as you know, was drawn to elect a Democrat. You're saying it might not.
He might not. I've been out there with Bob, and the energy that I see, the energy that I feel is very similar to what we saw last year. But that may not be the only quote unquote surprise. It won't be a surprise to me because Bob Healy has worked extremely hard, as have all of our candidates. And all of our candidates have been speaking to the issues that matter to New Jerseyans, whether it's inflation, crime, what's going on our schools, on the national scene, what's going on at the border, and on the international scene, which seems to be a lack of leadership on the part of the country. And so, again, I feel very good because we've been speaking to the issues. I have not found the Democrats to be doing that.
And this is, again, I heard Bob Hugin, who was your pick to be state chairman. I mean, he was inflation, and he's been on that for a while. Do you think the Democratic mess in New Jersey, do you think their messaging has been off this year, or are they doing what they need to get their base out?
I'm not saying abortion isn't an important issue. And yes, there are a great many single issue voters out there, and that's their right. But I do believe the Democrats have totally overplayed their hand on that issue. I mean, I went grocery shopping last week and noticed that a gallon of milk was $2 more than it was a year ago. Everyday New Jerseyans are doing that every week, and it matters. And yet you don't hear the Democratic candidates speaking to inflation, the concern about crime, the lack of support for local PDs, our local law enforcement professionals, and again, what's going on in the schools. So all those things, I think, add up to Republican victories tonight. I really do.
So let me talk to you, because I know you're hyper local focused also. Let's talk about places where you spent a lot of time over the last 7 years now that you've been up and down the state. Republicans think they can flip Gloucester County, and they think they could flip Cumberland tonight. South Jersey seems to be moving in a Republican direction. Why do you think that is?
I think that those people down there are realizing that Republicans can win. And once people start to realize that, they get energized about participating in the election. We proved it last year. So yes, I do believe after tonight, Gloucester County, Cumberland County are under Republican control for the first time in a long time. And I also believe we're going to pick up seats in Passaic County. And that's not to say there aren't going to be victories in other counties at the county level or at the municipal level. But I do believe there's going to be some really great headlines next year and tomorrow morning rather. And Cumberland, Gloucester, and Passaic are going to lead the way.
So you're looking
as well.
Yeah, so you're looking at a possibility, and look, you and I have talked about this before, and this is sort of mea culpa time for me. When I started this website in 2018, maybe I was going for the laugh a little bit, but I really meant it, which was I thought New Jersey. I disagreed with people saying that it was an entirely one-party state. I thought that it was a vibrant two-party system. I just didn't think Republicans were one of the two parties. I thought it was the two factions of the Democratic Party. I don't say that anymore. This is, when you see the changes in the legislature, the point that I guess I want to make is we're getting to a point where if Republicans have a good night tonight, it could be a majority of New Jersey's counties under Republican control, and it's not unimportant, is it, in terms of building a party?
It isn't, and I'm very glad that you've stopped saying it. And by the way, if you continue to say it, I would suggest that I'm the last guy in the world you want to say that to. I started out in Raritan Borough, where Democrats outnumber Republicans 3-1. I was fortunate enough to win 2 terms. I was a 2-term freeholder, now county commissioner in Somerset, where Democrats outnumber Republicans. And I was a 3-time winner in the 16th legislative district, where Democrats significantly outnumber Republicans. If you go out and talk about the issues and your ideas for solving people's kitchen table problems, you're going to win elections. And that's what our candidates have been doing. That's what I tried to do last year in demonstrating how to win elections. And we've continued with it this year. And I'm excited about next year after tonight's victories, because next year, all 120 seats in the state legislature will be at the top of the ballot.
And I'm glad you said that, because I was going to bring that up. I guess at 8:00 tonight, 2023 begins. And you said repeatedly last year that give you a legislature, give you a map that can elect a Republican legislature. Al Barlas and others sort of gave you that map. It's a narrow path, but there is a path. Is that going to be your priority starting tonight? Is to get a legislature in line? And and I guess it's a long way of me saying, do you need to set up a Republican legislature in 2023 in order to be able to let you become governor in 2025?
My focus this year were the congressional races and a great many local races, including right here in Somerset County, where I believe our county candidates are going to be successful. Tomorrow starts my focus on the 120 legislative seats. I think it's a very fair and compelling proposition to the people of New Jersey when I say, just give us a chance. The Democrats have controlled the legislature for 2.5 decades. Just give us a chance. Let us demonstrate how we can improve your quality of life here in New Jersey. And I'll continue with that message.
Well, Jack Ciattarelli, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. And I know our 5 minutes is never really 5 minutes. We go over, but I appreciate you taking time out today. And I hope that we'll continue to talk over coming months as to what your activities are. It's getting closer and closer and closer.
It'll sneak up on us, Dave, but thank you. It's always great being with you.
It will. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
You too.